Hi, welcome to Mummy Pato Travels podcast. Lovely to have you on board here. And I am delighted to say I am joined this week by the gorgeous Lisa Bain. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Well, Lisa is an author. She is a business coach and she's just an all-round gorgeous person. I've known Lisa for years and I'm going to ask her all about her holidays. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Carol. Thank you for having me over.
Oh, no, thank you for coming. I'm so pleased you could. It's lovely to see you.
And to put the fire on, that is glorious.
Well, it's getting there. It's getting there. I just wanted to make you feel at home.
Well, I do feel at home. You might not get rid of me now. So regret that. You will regret that.
As long as you talk about holidays all day, I'm happy.
All day long. I've got plenty of stories for you.
Love it. So I just wanted to ask you, really, how do you feel about holidays? Do you like holidays?
I do. I love holidays, but I was thinking about this question. The word holiday doesn't suit me. The word adventure does. And so it's not so much that I would think, oh, I need a holiday. I need to sit by the beach and unwind or relax. The danger with that is I'd have too much time to think and I'd come back with a new business idea or some stupid decision. So it's best enough to do that. For me, I would much rather have, maybe you'd call it a working holiday, an adventure. I like packing the car up and going somewhere else. So instead of working from home, now I'm working in Amsterdam or France or something. And I think I'm really lucky to be able to do that because I've got an online business. And as hard as it was setting that up, when I'm sat typing a chapter in the south of France in Nice, I just think, well done. You know, when they say do something your future self will thank you for, I say thank you every day to pass me. Good girl, well done.
Oh, I love that. I work wherever I am.
Yes.
So it's lovely though, isn't it? So do you like working like in the sunshine or in the house, or what do you do when you're abroad? Do you have a set thing to do?
Yeah.
And can you relax as well? Is it a balance there?
It's a tricky one, that, because relax and business, the two words are hard to go together, aren't they? But the beautiful thing about going abroad is you don't work the whole time. You're faster, you're quicker, you're more decisive because you want to get done so you can go do the adventure. There was a time we stayed in a beautiful villa at the top of, I'm going to say, a mountain surrounding Lake Como. And we arrived at night. It was pitch black. Didn't know where we were. The host greeted us. There's always a bit of a, it's Airbnb. What we get ourselves in for? What is this? I sent pictures to my dad and a tracker to my mom and a location,
just in case.
Here's where we are. If we fall off the face of the earth, this was our last known location. So we went up this mountain, dark, single lane. Lane is even generous. I don't know it feels like a cattle track up the top of this mountain, pitch black. And then opened the curtains the next day and we were overlooking the most beautiful scene of Lake Como, and the water wasn't blue, it was grey, green, turquoise, and it was surrounded by these beautiful villas and people cooking and smoke coming out the chimneys and cows and animals going down the tracks. It was absolutely amazing. So in places like that, you don't want to think, oh, I'm going to lock myself in this room and work all day. That's ridiculous. You want to do your work, you want to shut your laptop, you want to go down the mountain and go sit by Lake Como or in the coffee shop or go to the next town.
You've taken such a great picture there. I was actually with you there in Lake Como. I love it. I've never ever been, but I'm going to have to go now. I love that. So I work from anywhere. I just love working abroad.
Yeah.
Because I just love the sunshine. I love the blue skies, but I love being somewhere different as well.
Yeah.
It's lovely to see different places, isn't it?
Doesn't it just wake you up and inspire you? And it just feels like a refresher. Because I've heard people say that if you basically go on the same pattern every day, same commute, same walk with your dog, your life does become that. That is your life. And you start thinking the same thoughts and follow the same habits. The fastest way to change your life is to change your environment. And the second you go abroad and you're in a different location, you can be who you want, act how you want, do what you want. The food changes, what you read changes, what you stimulate by, who you see, all different. And you feel so inspired. And I think that's when you start getting into flow. And magic happens. And of course, when you're abroad, when was the last time you were abroad and thought, oh, I'll dust the place?
I love that.
Oh, let's sort this. I'll sort those old. You don't. But when you're at home, you do. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's really important. But sometimes you've got to go abroad to live.
Yeah. You don't have to cut the grass and do the washing and all of that stuff.
Now, see, I go abroad for so long that I do have to do the washing.
Oh.
That's a slightly different one. Yeah, I can't pack that many pairs of bikinis.
Well, it's lovely that you can afford to have that many holidays. But that's the joys of having your own business, isn't it? You can take as much time off as you want because you're not working.
Yes, exactly. And it all contributes. I think, with a lot of my clients, you want to show people what's possible and what you can do with your life. And I think when you're living from that place and someone says, oh, it's not possible, they're talking to you with a backdrop of the south of France saying, I can't travel. And I say, you can, it's possible. Let's talk about how. It's a different conversation. And the other thing about money, so I used to be really frivolous. I would say I was a bit of an idiot. I used to make a lot of money and I would spend all of it and some. And there were times in my life where I rented places where the rent would be 4 times what a typical mortgage was, just because I was stupid, I was naive, I was never thinking of the future. And there was no one helping me, watching me, guiding me. I just didn't have that nod. And I had to get myself in bother a few times to think, this is silly. So now, when I book things, I wouldn't say I was tight. I'm not tight. I'm just not daft anymore, because I think I could probably get that holiday at a little bit of a better price, or I could save a little bit here and then that money can go to the future. So for me, it's about balance. I'm not YOLO and you only live once. I think, no, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and have to pay for that. So let's have both.
Yeah.
And that's why I really like, I think, adventures in Europe rather than the big kind of 4 or 5 star 2-week blowouts. I'd rather have 3 trips to Europe in a year plus some adventures in the UK than one big trip. It's not for everyone, but that's me.
No, I love that. And you're right, everybody's different.
Yeah. So the word holiday for you, it's holiday over adventure, or is it adventure over holiday?
It's holiday for me. I would always call it a holiday, and I love adventure holidays. I love everything. I love trekking. I love challenge holidays,
Cycling.
I do all of them. So whatever it is, though, I call it a holiday.
It's all a holiday
because I'm away from home. Whenever I'm away from home, I call it a holiday.
Yeah.
So not a lot of people might, but I do, and I work every day. I work my business every day, and that's through choice.
Yes,
because I don't feel as though I'm working. I love it.
Yes.
And because it's holidays are involved, it just doesn't feel like work at all.
Yes.
So, but that's me. That's me. So tell us a little bit about you. Where is your favourite holiday destination? Is it one you've already mentioned, or do you have somewhere else on your list that you prefer?
I don't know that I've got a favourite holiday destination, because for me, it has to be the adventure. That's what I like. It's going somewhere new. And I think even in the UK, this year we bought a property for the first time. And I never said I wanted to own a property. I always wanted to rent. And I think that's probably being a military kid, moving every 2 years. We just didn't own places. We moved. And I like that freedom. But owning somewhere for the first time ever, and it's a reno, you've seen what we've been doing. There's no door handles on the door. You say, oh, you've got this money to do X, Y, and Z. Yes, and we have no door handles on our doors. It's such a funny life, this change, this transition. So having this renovation now, a lot of our energy, time, money is going into that project. I haven't been abroad as much. In fact, for maybe over a year now, maybe a year and a half. So I keep thinking back to the trips that I've had, but we do so much in the UK. So instead of staying in the house of a weekend, because I will work like you, if there's free time, I'll get my laptop out and I'll work. And now, if I'm not doing that, I'll think, oh, I know, I'll unbox a power tool in the dining room and start cutting down panels and paneling the walls. So if we...
As you do,
Carol, that, if you need any help, you let me know. Oh, yes, please. You know what I mean? So now I think if I'm at home, the sad thing is that I won't think, oh, let's sit and relax. I won't. I can't do that. There has to be something. So we try and book hotels, even if it's just in a city really nearby, like Newcastle or Manchester, and we'll go see a comedian or a show, and we'll stay in a hotel because, as we said, when you're abroad or on a holiday or in a hotel, you're not going to start doing your ironing or hoovering or do whatever.
Exactly.
And it's nice to have a break. So I don't have a favourite destination, but I do love something new. I love adventure, I love travel. And there's definitely some places I want to go to next year, like Rome. You've been to Rome.
I have. Yes. I love Rome.
The trip.
Definitely. There's some fabulous big things to do, like the Colosseum.
Yes.
You can go to the Vatican. We've done all of that. We've done all the big sites, and it's amazing. Yeah. But I sometimes love just walking around the little tiny streets.
I do.
And you come across things. We're just walking around. We'll come across the Trevi Fountain. It's just tiny, and it's just up a side street. But you can get an ice cream and stand watch everybody. There's a buzz. And, it's just lovely. food, absolutely incredible, and drink, but just the atmosphere, you know, take it in through the day and then do it again at night, and it's completely different.
Yes.
So Rome's definitely a good one.
No, I definitely want to go to Rome. I feel like being abroad makes you a better artist as well, because if you take a photograph abroad, say some of the beautiful houses or the Trevi Fountain or the Colosseum, it just looks so much better. There's something about it because it's novel, it's new, it's different. And I love houses where they're painted, you know, and they're all different colours. I just think that's beautiful. So I've got so many photos. And I think in this house, I want to dig them out and print them off. And one of my favourite photos, you know, is a picture on a bridge in Venice. Because I was really lucky / jammy. Do you remember in between the lockdowns when the world opened up and the borders opened up and they said, you're free?
Yeah.
And we all said, brilliant. Well, we don't be trapped in houses for a long time, get very itchy feet. That's when we packed the car up and drove down to Folkestone, took the train over in the car, and we drove to, I think it was Lake Como, and then we drove to Venice. And so we got these pictures in Venice. Sasha, my little whippet, came with us on the bridge in Venice, but the crazy thing was, it was so quiet. So if you think
not all the tourists.
No, there was no tourists. It was so empty, so quiet. And even with the locals, it was very quiet. And I remember looking around thinking, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It was absolutely incredible. So I think some of those pictures I want to print out just as a reminder of be bold, be brave, be grateful.
I love that. So when you're on holiday, what sort of food do you like to eat when you're on holiday?
Oh, Carol, I go one of two ways. Half of me loves the fresh fruit from the market where you feel like they've just picked it from their garden.
Beautiful.
It smells better, doesn't it?
It tastes
Oranges
different.
And lemons, they smell so sweet and rich. So I love that. And then the other half of me says, big bowl of dairy pasta. And if there's dessert, yes. Yes, please. Yes,
Bring
please.
it on.
Bring that. Or ice cream up? Yes, I'll have some of that. So bit of both. But I think my favourite thing is patisseries, little cakes, croissants, things from little windows.
Have you been to Sicily?
No. Okay,
Cannoli. Cannoli
Okay.
in Sicily.
I'd love to go to
Oh,
Sicily.
beautiful. Ricotta cheese filling and lovely.
See,
Natas in Portugal.
Cheese now, because I used to be vegan, but not
right.
anymore. Yeah.
How did you not become a vegan?
Well,
was that a choice?
Well, so I was vegan for years, and then it was an accident, sort of. We were on holiday in Nice, and Sasha, we had this whippet with us, we brought her with us, because everyone said, don't do it, it's too hard to bring a pet abroad. But
Was it hard to take her
not
abroad?
really.
Right.
It was, do you know what was hard? The mentality of it, thinking, I'm going to do it, and making the decision when everyone around you said, don't do it, it's too hard, leave her with us. And I thought, but I don't want to have a dog and say, oh, but we're going to leave you here for 2 weeks and off we go.
It's like part of the family, a dog.
It is, yeah. I haven't got children. My little wife's got a daughter. Sasha is my buddy. And I thought, you're coming with me, mate. So come on. So we had to get the pet passport. Mm-hmm. She needs certain vaccinations, and you have to do it a certain amount of time before you travel. So you have to be careful. So Google it. It will tell you. And then on the other side, before you come back, you have to get some kind of vaccination or jab. I forget what it is. So just make sure you know what that is.
Yeah.
And have a little piece of paper printed in that language for what you need, because we went to get Sasha's vaccination to come back from France. Mm-hmm. Everyone speaks English, don't they? But these vets just didn't. And do you know, I'm not even going to go down to how arrogant are the English, because we don't speak any language. But I just thought, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? So it was a Google Translate app to figure out. But the vet was so good, I said I would go back to that vet. I book a trip just to go back and see that vet.
That's a great excuse for another holiday. I'm always looking for excuses for holidays.
That's totally legitimate. She was with us in Nice, and she wasn't eating the dog food. I don't know if it was hot or whatever. She wasn't eating what she was given. And so a few days had gone past, and she's a whippet, so she's skin and bones as it is. You give a whippet a few days of she skipped a meal, and all of a sudden people start looking at you in the street. What's happened to that dog? So I thought, we're going to have to feed her. What will you eat? Tried salmon. She wouldn't eat it. We went past this rotisserie chicken stand, and these chickens glistening in the windows. I remember I'm vegan at this point, and I can smell the chicken. I can see it. And I honestly, my mouth is responding to this chicken. So I bring the chicken back home up the hill to the Airbnb on the top of this battlement old castle that we were in, and started pulling it off for the dog, and it smelled so good. Carol.
Did you?
I did.
Good girl.
I just thought, I'm just going to have a little taste test.
You can't just have a little taste.
We had to go back and get another chicken the next day. And from then on, Yeah, so chicken I'll eat. I don't eat other meat. Chicken, a little bit of fish. But yeah, so cream, I can have this food you're talking about in Sicily. I'll get that on the list. Ice cream. I missed ice cream. Love ice cream. Yeah. Bit of dairy.
Gelato in yeah. What about drink? Do you like?
Yeah, so I don't drink alcohol. I just don't like it. And also in the past, I've had challenges with mental health. I'll just put that right out there. So caffeine, sugar I have to be careful with, and alcohol. Obviously, loads of people love alcohol. Loads of my friends do. But for me, I just can't get away with it.
Right.
So I don't even try. You know, they have the pretendy alcohol drinks. So you feel like, do you know what I like? Decaf cappuccino, sat outside a beautiful cafe in a foreign place, Italy, France, Amsterdam, cold, hot, I don't care. Coffee has to be hot. The weather could be cold, hot, don't care. And you sit in another language, in another environment. That for me is the best time to write. You just sit in, get present, and then flow begins. Starts with the coffee.
Love it. Do you have chocolate on top of you?
A little bit of chocolate, yeah. I went really anal at one point. I quit sugar and I was like, no chocolate on my cappuccino. And I looked at my life and I thought, Lisa, if you die, you're going to look back and go, well done for not eating the chocolate on your cappuccino. So I've loosened up a bit to try live life and enjoy it.
You're just wild, girl. No, I ain't. No, I love that. That's so good. Okay, so when you're away, I know you're working.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, but do you fit in any reading? Do you read away?
Yes, I read, yeah. The tricky thing is, because my holidays, I like going on these adventures in the car, so obviously I want to listen to audiobooks, but my books are so niche that they're just not suitable for the other people in the car.
Oh.
So I can't get away with that. So we tend to listen to Harry Potter now.
Oh, bless.
So obviously Lucy's got a 10-year-old. I mean, I say it's for the 10-year-old.
I was going to say, I bet you enjoyed it as well.
I love that. So next year, we've already booked it. We're going to the Harry Potter studios in London.
Oh.
And I can't wait. And even that, drive down, spa hotel, with Lucy's daughter as well. She loves going in the pools and things. So
beautiful.
Just try to make an adventure out of everything. Don't stay in the house. Book something and go away. And you don't have to spend a fortune to do it. So I do read, but I think when I'm abroad, especially in the heat, it's harder to sit and read. I like to write a bit more because, you know, if you're at home, you think, I'm going to do the laundry, the bed needs changed, I'm going to unpack this power tool and start putting whatever on the
As
floor.
you do.
As you do, you know. So when you're abroad, you can't do any of that. So I find like I relax a lot more and I like to write and create. So I have my probably best ideas when I'm traveling in the car, I'm abroad, and I come back and I think, that's my new program, or that's the chapter, or that's the new offer. Yeah.
So not as much reading when you're away.
Probably not, which is funny
because you read a lot too. So that's nice though, isn't it? Because you can have a change when you go away. Yeah, love it.
I think as well when you're abroad, there's so much to do, and maybe I'm just realising that I probably don't like sitting still or sitting quietly. I always feel like I've got to be doing something or learning something. Right. And we're not going to unpack what that means and what I have to fix in therapy to balance that out.
Just do it. Just enjoy it.
But when I'm abroad, even just looking up and opening your eyes is so stimulating and incredible and grounding. You don't want to look down at a book, and I think that's it. I like watching people. I like sitting in the coffee shops and watching people go past with their baskets or their bikes. I love places where Amsterdam, for example, everybody's on their bike.
Yeah.
And Venice, I'm going to sound so stupid for this, but when we booked Venice, I didn't realise there were no roads in Venice. I just never thought. I know it's some canals, I know this now, but it wasn't until I got there.
Right.
That we had to park outside the city and then walk in.
Yeah.
But remember, I've packed the entire car because I want everything. So now we've got suitcases, bags, an iMac, a whippet, dog food, rotisserie chicken under one arm. And we're trying to get to this location.
Don't forget the chicken.
Don't forget the chicken. And so that was a bit of a thing. Like I probably have to learn to pack a little bit lighter. But yeah, I just love going places and watching people, and there's so much to see.
Venice is a great people-watching place.
Yeah. Well, when we were there, like I said, it was so quiet. During the lockdowns, there weren't that many people.
No.
So we looked out, to the gondolas, and the night we arrived, the sun was setting over the water.
Beautiful.
I thought, this is a joke. This is a joke. Like, this is life. But what? It's like it's in the movies, but it can be real, but you have to go.
Isn't it amazing how you can feel like that in the moment, though? You've had that moment in Venice. I often have moments when I'm watching a sunset or something.
Yes.
But one of the moments I had this year was when I was in France.
Oh, right. Where in France were you?
we went on a motorhome holiday. So we went from Dover to Cali in the motorhome.
Yes.
And then we didn't book anything. We booked our first place.
Carol, I love this. Yes. See, this is me. This is me all over this. Continue.
Well, it was exciting.
Yes,
it was just
I get that.
really exciting.
Yes.
So we thought, we'll wait and see what the weather's like, wait and see how we feel, what the first place is like, and then we'll just book different places.
Love that, yeah.
And honestly, I can't even remember. Rouen was one place. We went to Nantes. We went to Burgundy. We went all over. It was absolutely beautiful. But there was one day I had been in the shower block, and I'm sort of a 4-star hotel type girl.
Yes,
so
tracks.
this was one where I was like, will I like water? It was a test. Because Richard's like, if you don't like it, we can just sell the motorhome and have more holidays.
Oh, that's such a good attitude.
So,
I like that, yeah.
But I thought, no, I'm going to give it a go. I'll just give it a go.
Yeah.
So I was standing in the shower block one day.
See, the words shower block even, those two words together fill me with fear. So, okay, so shower block, this could go either way.
I know.
Yeah.
There's a shower in the motorhome, but I don't like to use it. So I went across the shower block. And there's somebody next to that side of it. So you hear them singing and whatever. And see the birds and blue sky and whatever. And I'm just standing getting showered. And you know what? I felt great.
Yeah.
I felt a bit of, I was outside. It was adventurous. And just free.
And there was no roof.
No.
So you could see. No. I mean, come on.
It was unbelievable. And I had a lovely hot shower and came out, I just sat and read my book. And Richard was pottering on with the bikes and whatever.
Yeah.
And we were planning what we were going to do the next day, where we were going. And I just was sitting reading the book, and I just thought, this is life.
And you know,
I'm so content.
Yeah. And that's so simple as well. You're not talking about a 5-star luxury crazy experience. No. It's just grounding and presence.
And then the next week, I think, I flew out to Florida.
Oh.
And I had a week in Orlando at the parks, water parks and that. And then I had a week in Miami. And I was like, this is life as well.
What's Miami like?
I love Miami. Absolutely.
Would you go again? Is that somewhere you'd recommend go visit Miami?
Yeah. There's sort of 2 parts to it.
Yeah.
You've got downtown, which is like the old school Miami, with the boardwalk and all the Art Deco type places. And, you know, the on the beach you've got the lifeguard stations and that, and the sea's beautiful. Love that. That's what I imagine Miami. Then there's a new part of Miami, and I'd love to tell you what it's called. I can't. It's very like Dubai. But you can walk around, because Dubai, I find, you're always in taxis and whatever. But it's very up and coming, and lots of swishy hotels and lovely places to eat. But no, I loved Miami. Really good.
And what do you like on flying? Because I think one of the things that puts me off is the long haul flight, you know, but you're all right.
I love flying. I love getting to the airport. Once I'm in the airport, I'm on holiday.
That is exciting when you're
it is exciting, but I love a long haul flight. I can watch 2 films, I can read a book, I can sleep, I can eat, I just switch off.
There's nothing to do and you can't, that's it.
No. I mean, now you can get on your phone and I'm like, no, I'm not even starting that. I'm not going down that route. I've been to Australia 3 times.
Have you? Wow.
Oh, I love that flight.
Yeah. Wait, how long was the flight? That's a day, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've been to Bali and that was...
Oh, Bali?
I don't think I realised I was going to lose a day of my life, because it was at the time I had the marketing agency. I was so busy. I had so many clients and so much. And not in the sense of, I was so successful. I mean, I was just so controlling and wanted to be in everything that when I realised I would lose a day of my life on a flight, I had not a panic attack, but I thought, oh my God. And that's when I thought, Lisa, you need to get a life.
It's a day for you. It's your time.
And then to go on a holiday. That probably was a holiday.
So what did you think of Bali? I love Bali.
Bali was unlike anything I've ever known before. We were in this beautiful hotel. It wasn't a hotel. It was almost like rows of these little huts that were yours.
Right.
And in fact, you went out the back and the shower, there was no wall or garden. You just went out and your shower it was kind of protected a little bit, but it was very much outside.
Out in the open air.
And that was a bit weird at first. But when I got used to it, I thought, wow, as if we come home and get in a box, a tiny box. The bit of Radox. This is lovely. I'm living now. So that was really weird. But Bali was amazing. But it is a contrast when you go out of the lovely place that you're staying.
Yeah.
And you
see
get
the
the reality. Yeah. And you just think sometimes, you just got to be so mindful of how privileged you are. You don't realise, no matter what your situation, you are enjoying a benefit you don't know you've got.
But did you not find, even though the people haven't got a lot, they're absolutely gorgeous and just so generous?
Yeah.
So, if you had the choice of 3 people, anybody in the world that you could go on holiday with, who would it be?
So I know this is one of those, pick someone from your past and someone from who you've never met and you'd love to, but you know what, Carol? My mum, my brother, and his wife. I would say my dad, he comes with my mum. So he's a favourite because he's coming with my mum. So my mum, because I love her to bits. She's the kindest, loveliest person you would ever know. Proper Geordie heart. She's lovely. And it's my brother's birthday this Sunday. He's coming up. And I haven't seen my brother on his birthday for 30 years. Because we both went to boarding school, different boarding schools. So it feels like I'll probably cry when I see him on his birthday. I'm a bit soft. So Instagram, I love Instagram because it's so inspiring. People show you amazing things and what's possible for your life. I saw a post on Instagram and it was a family taking a photo. There's about 20 of them. And they were outside this cottage, villa type place, winter scene. It was beautiful. I thought, what are they doing? I was hooked. They had me. I watched it and the caption came up and it said, for the past 3 years, we've never bought each other presents. We pay and we go away together instead. And I cried. I thought, why aren't I doing that? So I messaged my whole family and we are present givers. I said, guys, we've got like a family WhatsApp group. Hear me out. What if next year we didn't buy presents and we went away together? I was thinking somewhere, the Lake District or somewhere local.
Yeah.
My mum was, great, Turkey. She got these holidays she loves going on with her friends. I was like, whoa, mum, just remember like everybody's budget. So I don't know what she'll be thinking now, but so it would just be my family. It'd be my mum, who I haven't been on holiday with for 20 years. My dad comes with my mum.
Yeah.
And then my brother and his new wife, they haven't even been married a year. Or maybe they've just been married a year now.
That's absolutely lovely. I love that.
Obviously, Lucy and Bella and everyone.
When I think they're cool. Yes.
Oh my God, I'm single. I'm single. I've been dumped through that podcast. I know it.
Goes without saying. I absolutely love that. So where would be your ideal place for these all to go together?
It's got to be a lodge. For me, it's one big lodge where you've got a beautiful fire and you're all cooking.
It's not well, it's a beautiful
but hey! There's a beautiful fire and you're all cooking and playing games and hanging out together. And I always imagine it where all of the rooms are just off the central bit. So I've got quite a clear vision for this. So watch it happen.
So what's your earliest recollection of holidays? Can you remember your first holiday that you ever had?
I can't remember my first holiday because we were so young and we moved so much. Like I think I'd been in 10 different schools by the time most people had 2.
Wow.
Just with moving so much. So I don't have that many memories of holidays, but I remember living in Canada. I mean, how incredible is that? So my dad got...
That is a holiday to me.
Honestly. But I was so young, I was upset that we were moving from where we lived in Newcastle or wherever we were, Sandhurst, I can't even remember. And we flew over to Canada and I was devastated.
Leaving your friends.
But when I look back, I think, what a pivotal moment that was. So we lived in New Brunswick on the East Coast and we had all the seasons that you get in the UK times 1,000.
Wow.
So imagine winter, we wore snowsuits to school.
Yeah.
And some days, I would say it was snowed off actually, that's not true. In Canada, you plugged your car in overnight to keep it warm or something, and everybody owned a snowplow, so you plough your own lawn, and the trucks were out and they would plough.
Wow.
So there'd be mountains of snow. Can you imagine being a kid in a snowsuit and there's mountains of snow? The fights we would have.
Graceful.
Yeah. We get a hose pipe, and if you hose piped your lawn enough days in a row, it would freeze over.
I had your own skating rink.
And then there was a skating ring around the corner. So as often as kids in the UK would play football or whatever, we had our own ice skates.
Wow.
Ice skate. Do you want to go ice skating, bro? Yeah, come on then. I was 9, he was 8. We'd just walk ourselves and we'd go ice skating and play the music. So there's still songs I hear from that time that when I hear them, it takes me right back to skating on that ice.
Oh.
So I can't remember holidays, but I remember that. And then the summer was baking hot. the autumn. You talked about the leaves. I know you mentioned to me before about the leaves of Canada.
Yeah. Beautiful. I'd love to go to Canada in the fall.
Yeah, I would love. That's one of my places I'd go back to.
Really?
Drive through. I feel like that could be a good motorhome trip.
That sounds like a great motorhome trip. I love that. But also, I'd done one of the trade fairs.
Yes.
A couple of months ago, and there was a lady there from the Canadian Railways.
Oh.
And she was saying there's lots of different lines and lots of different routes you can go on, different prices, but all very, very reasonable. You can travel overnight sleeper. You can get all across Canada on these trains. I'm really interested in doing it. It sounds absolutely a great way of seeing it.
Carol, come on, you're interested in doing it. Tell me when you're planning on going, because I already know that that's on your fucking to-do list and you're gone.
Well, it will be. It'll be on my to-do list, which was a bucket list. Now a to-do list is actually for the next couple of years.
Right.
So it's on there, so it'll be done in the next couple of years. I'm trying. I've got a lot to work through.
You do.
But yeah, Canada's definitely up there. So, great. I love that. But yeah, there's so much to see, isn't it? It's such a big place.
It's massive, yeah. I do have memories of, I think my dad drove us to places like Toronto and we went and saw the Boston Bruins playing on ice because ice skating was the thing.
Yeah.
I wish I'd gotten into that. I wish I'd tried that. I was probably a bit too young for the physicality of it, you know.
Yeah, it gets a bit nasty at times, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can see why I didn't do that though.
Yeah. So you love what you call adventure trips.
Yeah.
I call holidays. So where do you book your holidays? Do you book them yourself?
Yes. Well, I have always booked them myself until I met you, obviously, because now we've got a travel agent, independent travel agent helping us, which is amazing. I've never experienced that before. I never went to the high street because I always imagined that you sit down, it's a package deal. And I just never wanted that, or I just never thought it would suit me. So normally I would have gone on Airbnb and booked the place first. Like you, the motorhome will book the first location, and then I like the adventure, where to next. With having a car, you can go anywhere then, literally drive. And then I would start booking the individual travel bits. But we're planning a honeymoon. I'm getting married next year. So we're booking a honeymoon for next year. I was going to keep it a secret from Lucy and do it myself. But as the options started coming in and I had to make this big decision, I just thought I could be divorced by the time I get back. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I thought I just need approval and sign off from Lucy. So now we're working with an independent travel agent to help us book our honeymoon. So we were looking at Santorini, but Lucy's got a daughter who's 10. Santorini might just feel a little bit more like a grown-up holiday, walking through the streets, enjoying the culture. Yeah. So we need something probably that's next door to a holiday park or something. So we're trying to find something that's got a little bit of grown-up magic. And there's a water slide. So you put us in touch with an independent travel agent, Emma. She's doing a wonderful job. She's sending me some options, but I must have given her the impression that I have money because the first option that came off on the list was 10 grand. So I had to send an email back and say, listen, Emma, I don't know what you've heard about me, but I like investing. So you need to knock half off that. I would rather have 2 holidays than 1.
You see, that's what it's all about, though. It's about getting to know your customer, asking all the questions, and that's what we do. It's not like going into a shop and saying, I just want a holiday, It's an independent travel agent loves to get to know our customers. You get friendly with them, don't you? Chat back and forwards, get what's best for you, and they are happy to look it up. But the more information you give them, the better, because we want to get it right for you. And they've got so much experience, not just themselves, but in the whole of the team. So we will get you the best honeymoon ever. Oh, I'm so excited.
I think the word honeymoon, that's what did it. Like, let's have a crazy experience. But I was saying, in my youth, I definitely just spent. And I'm a bit more sensible now. I've got family now, Carol. It's different. Different life.
But I always think it's not about how much you spend on the holiday. It's about getting it right.
Yes.
And that's so important for me. And remember that we can do everything for you. So we'll get you to the airport. We can get your transfers the other end. We can do experiences when you're there. So if there's any days out, anything special you want to know about when you're there, she can do all of that for you before you go. So
Carol, thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. It was lovely to have you. Thank you so much, Lisa. So if you've enjoyed that, please let me know. Give me a like, or you can subscribe. And watch out for next week. I'll have another exciting guest for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.